sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you like our previous videos, watch them more and then like them, and then watch this video and then like it too, and share and do everything. Like, I feel like I'm a broken record and I keep saying it back and forth, but like, please just like, subscribe, share. Alright, with that being said, so apparently we're here, well, not apparently, but we're here for a video. I don't know what the video is about. Why so rude?
Why else would you be here? That's a very stupid.
It doesn't matter. It's just my head is not there yet.
Let's wait for our head to be there. While we are waiting for our head, anyway, so today's video, you already saw the topic, right? We are gonna be, should we say we're answering it? More or less, like, we're clarifying.
Basically,
we're clarifying like the assumptions. So how these assumptions came about was, you know, I googled it.
Okay, but what led to the idea of the video? Like, what inspired you to bring this up?
No, you
remember you told me something
and then God sprinkled it for me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Right. No, remember now when you're telling me that someone spoke to you or something about something and then you.
Oh yeah, like, so people just have like this perception that, okay, because you're a Christian, like there's some certain things you can't do. Like in the previous video, how I said when we're talking about like relationships.
Oh yeah, actually, before, yeah, we were going to put it somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know, somewhere. I'm gonna watch it.
So yeah, when with
and then my head is not there.
Idiot. When we're talking about relationships, and I said that, see, I've lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was going to say.
You said it's not.
Oh yeah, I said, okay, there was a part where I mentioned so it was where I mentioned that, as in like in relationships, like, it doesn't mean you wouldn't go out and watch movies or like do other social things, because people just assume, oh, you should only go to church together and stuff like that. So basically, yeah, it was around that aspect. And so this is just 10 bad assumptions about Christians, basically.
Yeah, so
we might not be doing all 10, but I would mention all 10, but there are just some of them that are
ridiculous.
Very ridiculous. We don't even need to talk about it.
It doesn't need to be addressed, so we'll just move on.
Alright, the first one here is,
I mean, you cannot read too. See, I knew it. I want to say, where's your glasses?
See who's talking?
You picked it up yourself.
Can you see the camera?
I can see the camera. It's somewhere there. It's in front of me. What do you mean? Oh yeah, you're still wearing glasses.
Sorry guys, taking time to enter my ear. Alright, now that we're back on set. Alright, so the first one is, I must be a boring person. So basically the explanation underneath just says, anyone who knows me, blah blah blah. Many unbelievers assume that Christians are boring, still, and incapable of laughter.
See, I was gonna say this is some of the things that we should probably just skip over, because it's just very, very stupid. But then I actually know a lot of people that had this kind of assumption as per, oh, we cannot hang out. I wouldn't necessarily call it like boring in spirit, in like, you know, like,
it's what they consider fun.
Exactly.
That you can't do what they consider fun.
You can't hang out with them because, you know, this person's a party pooper, or like, I'm never going to.
You can't go to the club.
I'm not going to lie to you. Funny enough, I think sometime 2 years ago, while like, of course, like, we're all growing Christianity, but whatever. I think 2 years ago, when I was still, I won't say in the world, because, you know, I just meant like, I used to still do some things back then, 2-3 years ago.
Thank God for our life.
Thank God. But like, I remember sitting someone down that I know, and I was just like, bruv, like, the reason that we don't hang out with you as much because you're so boring. This is a Christian though, and me too, I'm a Christian though, at least, you know. But then I'm just like, we always used to feel like, oh, when we're hanging out, when we're doing this, you know, like, you always be like, oh, don't do that, or I can't do this, or that judgy look that the person gives. That's why we're like, oh, you're so boring, you can't hang, basically. So I think being like, now I feel like I'm in the same shoes that the person was in now, and I'm just like, nah, it wasn't really a matter of the person was just boring. That was just not their scene. So it's not really boring. Just what we consider fun was not fun for them, which is just what it is. There's not a lot of things that the Bible doesn't want you to do, a lot of things, you know. So
that doesn't mean you can have fun.
Exactly, that doesn't mean you can have
like fun. Yeah, as she said, I feel boring, like, honestly, it's just pending the definition, because what you won't think might be fun, like, for me now, people like feel like parties are fun. Parties is not somewhere you catch me, and that it doesn't matter the kind of party. Like, it's just not my thing. Like, so for me, it's like, it's not fun, because I'm just like, what's there? Music, food. I can do the same in my
house.
room.
Exactly.
Like, I'm always blasting music in my house. You might as well call it a party.
Yeah,
So,
like party.
then again, yeah, like as I said, just everybody saying. But like yeah, that assumption is wrong.
Next.
Alright, the next one is swearing around me is forbidden. So like cursing, basically.
You talk.
Me?
I don't hear you swear though.
I don't swear.
Like she doesn't swear at all, which is very funny because like.
And I always do this to all people that know me. If you swear around me, I did it to her a lot. Language. Like then again, like if at some point I used to do it even before my younger sister was born, but it was like after my sister was born, and I used to use the excuse of I have a little kid in the house, you can't be swearing, so that way they don't look at it offensive. So I think this one is saying that swearing around me is forbidden. It's not forbidden. It's like I would tell you what's right. Like at the end of the day, it's you that would choose to stop, right? I would just be like, don't do it around me. But because of maybe the circumstance, as I said, my little sister, I don't want her to pick up on things like that and think it's okay, right? But generally, I don't even have much to say about it. Me, oh yes, I can confirm that this assumption is kind of true. I say it like, please don't swear. But if you do it, I'm not going to shove brush down your throat.
I say like I don't know. As someone who used to swear a lot,
Used to? Don't be lying.
compared to Sandra, people that know before.
And that's
or
before.
more.
But that doesn't mean you have not stopped.
No, but I've not stopped now completely. But like I'm still trying to.
She's
I'm
like
still a
this.
work in progress. Like that's what it is. My father in heaven loves me regardless. But as someone that used to swear a lot, I feel like at the end of the day, I could never say that. So that assumption too, I guess from my own perspective, is false because I used to swear a lot. So like I cannot tell you not to swear in front of
Around me.
You know what I mean? So that really doesn't matter. But swearing really generally is not a good thing. It's not like I don't mean in terms of Christianity or whatever. It's just it's an offensive, it's a foul language that you shouldn't really practice, right? So it's not a matter of Christian thing. It's a matter of everybody thing. Like I don't know how to explain it. That's just what it is.
Yeah, if it is. All right, next one. I hate all homosexuals.
I'm just gonna say one line and then
one line.
Because I feel like this is a very like I don't want to go into
It's a very delicate,
very delicate and sensitive thing, which is not really what we're talking about today, right?
Really isn't.
At the end of the day, I think with not just homosexuals, all sin, right? God doesn't hate the sinner; He just hates the sin, right? So I'm being Christ-like, right? And so with that whole same philosophy, really, we shouldn't hate sinners. We should just hate the sin. And like, really, honestly speaking, what's my own business? It's between you and your Father in heaven. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I really don't know what to say. Who you love, Abi, who you are doing. God forgive me. Who you are what?
Okay. So next. Oh. Next ones are judgmental. Christians are judgmental. That assumption is kind of right.
I think
for a lot of percentage of people.
See, this is what I'm saying is very tricky, right? Because I don't want to classify them as they are still Christians regardless.
No, but I said a percentage.
A percentage, yeah, not all of them. I was gonna say like I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like older generation Christians are judgmental. Like I feel like that's just really what it is.
Wait, then again, it's mostly Africa. We are talking from the point of view of Africans.
Basically, from what we know. I think that's what we could say. But from what we know, and I do know some people that are not Africans that.
That's me. I don't know anyone.
But like, anyways, yeah, I think it's the older generation of Christians
that are
really judgmental. And really, at the end of the day, that's why I don't know. Was it here? I think I said it in one of our videos before that Christianity now has just become a mix of culture and beliefs.
It was in GC chat. Okay.
Oh really? Oh, let's see.
I was on that
chai. Anyway, basically, Christianity has become a mixture of culture and beliefs, and so it's no longer just what the Bible says. No longer what God says or what Jesus had preached. Basically, it's just everybody's putting their own 2 cents into it. That's where the issue of judgmental, because a lot of things that we really can't aspire. Like for example, I think dressing is one of them. Dressing, how you talk or stuff like that. God really doesn't care, right? I feel like He really doesn't. Like that's not something that He's going to use to way you're going to heaven or not. That's really why we are Christians. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, our main goal is to go to heaven. These are not things that He's going to look at and be like, oh, you have yellow hair. You cannot enter the kingdom of God. And I'm saying that now because I actually have orange hair under this week, but like whatever. That's why I said what I just said. But like I don't think that's.
But older generation look at it like
oh my God! I don't want to kill Jesus Christ.
Like you nailed him on the cross again.
In fact, the one that even did the show. Like, it's not me.
Yeah, it's nah. The judgment, honestly, like no matter how much you talk about it, like I don't know, it's not something you can get rid of as
Really
well,
isn't.
because like these are things. Day two is how they grew up, right? We cannot really we can complain, but the complaint we complain cannot change anything. But yes, I would say the assumption is right, 50%. Because newer generation have a different understanding, which I think I like. They are more exposed, exactly. Because the older generation, they are not willing to accept new things. So we're not saying accept sin as the new thing. It's just like you don't like, because you're a Christian doesn't mean you forget what's going on in the world. Like you cannot be, what's the word?
Blind?
No, not naive. No.
What are you trying to say?
You know what? Let's forget the word. If I remember the word, I will put it somewhere. I will voice over this video.
Basically, like, so the assumption of being judgmental, I guess at the end of the day, is a matter of yes. It just depends on who you meet. Basically.
Bad. Alright, the next one here is I must be a Republican and vote only Republicans straight across the board.
This is how you know that this whole article was written by an American person. Like, let me just start with that first. Like,
don't shade.
Like, Canada, who cares? Don't shade. But like, anyways, as someone who's, I don't even know what my stance on politics is, but like, I know why they say what they said. Republicans a lot of times are very, very strict on their perspectives in life, which is where, you know, that whole, like, a lot of Republicans actually do agree with Christians and Christianity because of their own beliefs, kind of like side by side, which is very funny because I'm pretty sure one of their amendments is keep church and state aside, but you know what, whatever. And then with that being said, as you see me, so I don't even have a party that I like. I don't even know who is governor safe. What are we safe? What happened?
Oh, I'm still trying to think about the word.
You don't know what Republican means?
No, like the word I was trying to figure out.
We are past that.
Like, move on. No, like I swear it's such an easy word. No, wait. Let's just pause. Just give me a moment. Okay, so you know, stop it. You know when we are trying to say.
Do I get money for getting?
Shut up.
I feel like that would motivate me to answer the question. Say,
okay. So I'm saying. You don't want to be ignorant. Oh my God.
When you say money, that's the word you've been trying to
I swear. So yes, ignorant was the word. Don't be ignorant.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I just had to like look for the word. I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, also while I was in my thoughts. I also remember we've been mentioning GC Chat a lot. If you guys don't know what GC Chat is, GC Chat is the youth of Chapel of Glory Ajax, Toby's church. Anyway, so they have a weekly
every
show
Friday
chat, basically called GC Chat. So their Instagram, I will link it somewhere on the screen right now. Please go check it out.
Feature there too, so you know.
Yeah, we did. Like,
support.
You know, we're celebrities now. I'm joking.
We're a big thing now. Which are you joking? I don't blow. That's why I say subscribe now. Get your copy now before I'm too big to even undo. Just say.
He shock you.
Please continue, I beg.
But you have not. But you have finished talking about Republicans.
I don't know where I stopped.
Oh, I think I heard her say something about. Now that I think about it, like she was not listening.
Do you even know what the assumption is?
Yes, now that they always vote for Republican. Yeah.
So
and you're saying that you don't even have a party.
I don't have a party. I don't know anything.
Me, when it comes to politics,
she can put herself out of the discussion.
I'm not there. I don't know anything. Let me not lie to you. Like, see,
which is probably wrong. Like, honestly, it is very wrong for both of us.
It is wrong. I promise you. Like, growing up, I've never actually sat down and watched news. I'm not even going to lie, or read newspaper. Like, those are things that I did not adapt to. And let me not lie. Part of my prayer point, when I used to let go, like when I'm finding my husband, let him have those knowledge. Like, it should be, that could be his thing, so that he'll be informing. You know, that's why I say they always talk about it, because now my informant is my mother.
But then if he's informing you don't have anything to say because you don't be looking at it on.
No, like you don't understand. Informing me as per update on the world, so that when I go outside, I'll not be clueless. Because I'm not even going to like.
Okay, what's
now?
What's another word for clueless?
What do you mean by clueless?
The word that you have been taking is more enough and enough.
Ignorant?
Thank God she still remembers. I just had to be shocked.
This one is actually mad. I'm not studying English in school. As I was saying, my mom is my current informant. Even not from my mother, I'll probably not know anything that's going on in Canada. Let me not lie. So, that aside, I don't know
That
if the
assumption is wrong. I feel like from just both of us, that assumption is wrong. I bet you some people don't even know what Republican means to. And even if they do, they don't know their beliefs, so that's wrong. Oh, true. I'm angered about it, safe. The person that wrote this thing.
She angered. So next one is I don't drink alcohol or smoke cigars. Oh, duh. Technically, Christians shouldn't drink.
Don't even start with that. See, every time someone says that, I always say the same thing. When Mary went to Jesus, wait, let me explain the story. Let's put it in perspective. The party was interesting. The party was very, very interesting. But they've been drinking,
How do you know
having fun. I'm interpreting the Bible from what I have read. Let me continue talking. I'm painting a movie in my head. I become a director. Anyways, as I'm saying,
wow.
So they were drinking, having fun.
Yes.
And then Mary saw that, oh, when what I picking it, they say I'm almost finished. So she's like, you know what? Bros Jesus, baby Jesus, let me burn you. Or yeah, turn this thing into wine. Because you know that's what we're going to keep the party going. You know, everybody is in high spirits. And so Jesus said, it's not my time, but I know how important it is to have wine. So he turned it into wine. That shows the importance of alcohol. Also, apart from that, there's also a place in the Bible. See, I don't know where. There's somewhere in the Bible that says, drink. You can drink. Oh, it doesn't say drink. It says you can drink, but don't get drunk. Don't get to a point where you get intoxicated as far you start doing stupid things. It's the things that you do where you are drunk that usually is sin. As per calling that your boyfriend that dumped you 5 years ago, don't try it. But anyways,
that's a very, very specific
I feel like I'm very example. It's not me. It's not me. Just saying now. But moving on, Christians are allowed to drink. That smoking is between you and your liver, be your lungs, be everything from your head to your taste. You, what's my own business? You and your doctor, both of you pay the price at the end of the day. But the
the doctor?
I don't know.
That for yourself.
I'm just saying, you and your doctor, you find a solution to your problem. But in drinking, there's nothing wrong with drinking. Honestly speaking, like all jokes aside, there's really nothing wrong with drinking. I feel like if you know, occasionally drinking, like your wine, enjoy. This is one life. This life I can't keep myself. Like occasionally, chillax. It helps. Funny enough, some alcohol actually, I believe it's red wine, helps with your heart. Like it helps your heart. So that's not a sin, fam.
Anyways, about this alcohol thing, what the guy wrote here was that.
I want to hear
you can hear me shift.
No, I'm not
I
sure.
need
I
my
want to hear which where.
While it may be true, you will never see me intoxicated.
You should have started with that.
Did you allow me to
You
draw?
just made me rant. That what he said was that.
Yeah, he said that, but to think these things as a taboo or forbidden just because I'm Christian is an extreme overgeneralization.
Preach.
Some Christians will try to refute this fact, but wine was a common beverage in the time of Jesus and his disciples.
What's it jumping? There's nothing else to say. Continue.
My own opinion does not matter.
Wow. Yeah, talk.
I didn't have anything to say before. Move on. I'm trying to read number 7. It's blurry.
Even with the glasses.
It's not S. I'm blind. I'm blind to other views and only know Christianity. Ignorance. That's my answer to this. Ignorance. Because that's what people believe, that Christians are ignorant. So they are close to. See, they said, be in the world, don't be of the world. That's the Bible. So that doesn't mean because I'm a Christian, I cannot see what you're doing. Or I cannot be a part of what you're doing. So regardless, that was like. That's all I have to say about that now. And the assumption is wrong. It's very much wrong. Like, I don't think, but I do think some Christians are actually.
Yeah,
as we said, I think the older generation again. Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. I think at the end of the day, this life is changing.
It really is. It's
day out. So
then again, this was published 2020, but like early this year. So the person's experiences maybe it was from 2019. Before he dropped the article, you never know.
Should I?
Oh wow, number 8, still relating. I'm ignorant and I refuse to accept what science has to offer.
Okay,
this
that one. See,
I used to fight with my science teacher.
I kind of agree with this one. I'm not
Yeah.
like because some things are really just stupid. And maybe
Let me tell you guys one thing. I think I've mentioned it in one of our videos. If I do remember the video while I'm editing this, I will link it somewhere, right? But this guy was telling me that there's no God, and like scientists have proven that the way human beings came about, we came from bacteria based on evolution.
You need to make this your Instagram handle because you always.
I always say because it's like every time I hear, even me when I repeat to myself, I'm flabbergasted. Like
she could not remember ignorance, but she can say flabbergasted.
Don't be rude. Don't be.
Continue.
I've made my point.
You have.
Don't be. Guys, Toby is making me feel so little. Like I don't know English. It's Coco's school fees now. My father is paying.
Oh God.
Anyways, but like like it's really wow. It really amuses me when like I remember that, and it's just like me. I know I'm not bacterial. If he was bacteria, like yes. But no, I'm Cuckoo not bacteria. At least, in fact, the other people they say it's monkey we came from. I can even still accept that one. Even though me I know. It's not better than bacteria. No, bacteria is.
It's true.
So like he's like, with evolution you have evoluted, and you have become human being. I said, but they are still bacteria. I tell you the bacteria that me I know now that we are even trying to kill. We're not going to be one day. Like it's sometimes like.
That means that's more that we've been committing. Oh God.
So see, first of all,
when I send a special message today.
yes you can.
First of all, the person that said this, I'm not laughing. No, I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not laughing at you.
You're laughing at what you said.
That you learnt it from. If you're a science teacher or Bernie, for one, help them write letter of resignation. Could they work?
Anyways, next one, number 9. I not say I was not rude. I and others like me are a bunch of hypocrites. I meaning Christians. So let me read. That's why you say I allowed you to rant finish. Anyway, as believers we should mean and do what we say, but we all make mistakes and fall short in this area. And then he also said that you probably believe this one because you've seen it in church and maybe have been an object of it. I can agree that yes, it happens a lot in church. Like people are really are hypocrites. So, but people and others like me, not everybody. I think at the end of the day, still not everybody. Still a percentage. Like, yeah, I cannot say that me I have not done it myself. I'm trying to remember. I don't want to come and say it, and then God now be like, you sat down there and lied to people. So I'm not gonna say I've not done it. I'm not sure. I cannot remember. Toby talk.
I think for me, hypocrisy is very, very real in the Christian world. But I personally believe that the reason why hypocrisy happens is just because there's also a lot of Christians that are really judgmental. If from the very get-go you were more of rather than saying what you are doing is wrong, or rather than saying what you are doing is wrong and don't do it again, and you're just like, okay, you've done this thing now, but like it's okay, we are fine, you can move on from it. We are all learning. We are all
learning, yeah.
If you fall in that sense, technically you're not a hypocrite because you really just said it from the very beginning that we are all capable of falling. Right? But when you now come with the sense of I'm perfect, like, or like this thing don't do it, like that's when the whole issue with hypocrisy comes. At the end of the day, like Sandra has said and what the person said, really we are all humans. Like there's no way you can live this life perfectly, because if we could live this life perfectly, this would have not even come in the first place.
Right?
There really was no point. But
he even died for the future sins.
Exactly. So he knew that there's going to be sins. So
he knew it was
okay. I thought okay. Yeah, no, but he definitely knew. So that's why he died. So
basically,
that hypocrisy, I think, is something that can actually be tackled.
It really can.
If we just
people need understanding.
Exactly. Like they need to
understanding that it's not 100%.
Exactly. That's really what it is.
100%. Yeah.
That's just what it is. That's something that I think someone can easily change.
Really.
So I want to say
it's a matter of perspective.
Exactly.
Mindsets.
Yep, that's just what it is.
Yeah. This is the last one, and it just says I'm pro-life. The assumptions I'm pro-life, and what he means by this is, the point is try not to make assumptions of Christians based on the actions that you've seen. So, which is generally this whole thing.
The whole thing we're talking about.
So, I agree very much. Like, don't say because you've had this experience with one Christian, it automatically means all Christians are like that. It's not the same. Like that is one of the reasons for WESaBi. Let us even go into that because we are trying to bring things, real life situations down, and let you guys know that look, it's not always what it seems, right? Like things are changing, civilization, we are growing, and all of that, and like people need to come to realization that see, Toby does not equal Sandra, Samira does not equal Toby. My own name, Chai. Anyways, Sha. But like, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I completely agree with that assumption. It should not be. Don't. I understand it's hard.
The pro-life?
Yeah, the pro-life basically like just don't assume because you meet one Christian.
Oh,
that's what it is. Yeah. So
but
like,
I am pro-life though.
So you judge people. No, he's saying from his perspective of pro-life, it's based on the Christian assumption.
Oh no.
Doesn't like don't meet one Christian.
No, it's not because I'm Christian that I'm pro-life. Oh. No.
And then that's different.
Nah.
So he's saying I'm pro-life in the sense of like as far being a Christian, being a non-Christian or Christian, you are judging all Christians generally because you had a bad experience with one. So it's like having one bad experience with a girl and assuming all girls are like that. Basically, that's just what it is. So it's like no. We are not all like that. We are not all the same. Because the same way, like, okay, yes, I know I'm guilty. I say all men are the same. It really is not like that. There's a percentage of
it's
them.
just pain that makes you say stuff like that.
Stuff like that, exactly. So,
and sometimes
and that's why I think it could be harsh sometimes. There's some people that, their very first experience walking into a church, it's like that. Don't let your bad experiences, like, affect the future. Yeah. Basically. I think that's what it is, yeah. I think we've ranted a lot, even though,
I think in conclusion for me though, I just want to say like people that have these assumptions, Christians and non-Christians, first of all, do not let these assumptions stop you from trying to know God. And why I don't want to say trying to become a Christian, I know it's kind of, at the end of the day, honestly speaking, if you know God, every other thing will follow. All that thing will take place. But like I think don't let these assumptions that you've heard or like you've even heard from other people, don't let it stop you from trying to just know who God is.
Even other assumptions
it's a very, very beautiful thing to have a relationship with God. Like it really is. Let's not even cap.
Bible says seek ye first the kingdom of God and everything will be added.
That's just what it is. And then for Christians, people had assumptions. There's no is this fire without smoke? There's no smoke without fire. Like it means that we have done something, and I'm putting myself as part of this too because there's probably something that I've done that I don't remember, and someone's had an assumption about me because of that. Even if we could just do better, that's just what it is at the end of the day. Like let's just do better. You don't know who you're meeting in life and how your impact or even how little your experience with this person can impact their life forever and ever.
I know. Right?
So don't be the cause of the person going to hell because you really stop them from trying to know God. Don't be the reason why.
This reminds me of when we had that video of Peter and Matthew that he was talking about that guy that I think lost his girlfriend, died and everything.
Oh yeah.
Basically, it's just like that because like he became what did he become?
Is he an
atheist or something like that because his girlfriend believed in God, but then God let her die. So it's like he had already just placed an assumption that if I do the same, I will end up like her. So it's stuff like by the way, the video we're talking about, I would also link it somewhere here. Like go watch that as well. So we kind of talked about something sort of related. So yeah, but I think generally, like assumptions are not. First of all, I think even generally, whether Christian or not Christian, or like based on Christian, whatever, like assumptions are not things you should live off of.
Exactly.
Like always have clarity. Like if you don't have clarity, don't say okay. Oh, I assume this bed is not going to feel nice. You haven't slept on the bed yet.
It really doesn't feel nice, though. Like you don't know the bed at all, but it doesn't feel nice.
Toby. I even meant it so general. I was so confused for a minute. I was like, what's she talking about? This girl, later she'll say it's me that is rude. If only you knew. Anyway, Sha, we'll leave that for another time. We really have
a long video.
It might not be as long for you guys.
I hope it's not.
Even me too, I hope it's not.
I really hope it's not that long, but I hope you enjoyed everything we said. And like, to prove that you've enjoyed, don't just be like, oh, this was a good video. Please click the like button. Like
tell us you like it, leave a comment.
Yeah, exactly. And to show for that, like share the video to somebody.
Share the
people
video.
that you really don't like that, share the video to them. So that
or people that you think they've had assumptions as well. You need them to hear this.
What is? Can you guys see how this guy is harassing me? I'm going through emotional